Hello, beautiful people. Oh, let me tell you, it feels really good to be back behind the camera again. Holy shit, I have missed doing this so much, you have no idea. But there are reasons why I kind of took a little bit of a break. We'll get into that later. I figured that a fun return video would be to talk about things that happen in the goth subculture that I kind of missed. Without getting into too much detail yet, basically the reason why I took as long of a break as I did is because I was going through some shit. I'll talk about it towards the end of the video, but that's why, I mean, like, I didn't do anything subculture related really, but as far as new things coming out and like all that kind of stuff, I missed 7 months of that. So yeah, let's just delve into this. So things I missed while having a quarter life crisis. I have a notebook. So I missed The Cure getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was a big thing that happened. I missed the anniversary of Roz Williams' death. It was 21 years? If I'm wrong, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. I missed hashtag Goth is not Killstar. In today's world, which I don't know, I wasn't there in the 80s, but just from watching YouTube videos and hearing interviews with people who were there whenever goth kind of, you know, first came onto the scene, it was all DIY. You weren't able to go to Killstar and order something. You weren't able to go to all these other things and order something. You had to piece together things yourself. And Goth is not Killstar, kind of like that hashtag kind of goes into how DIY is kind of like lost in this era where why should I make it myself whenever I can just order it? So that's where their hashtag came from. That's my comment on that. What else did I miss? Peter Murphy. Everything Peter Murphy. I missed a lot of Peter Murphy things. I missed Peter Murphy just not showing up for a show. I don't know if that's the one where, I think that's the one where he had his heart attack. I don't know, but there was one where he had a heart attack and he couldn't go on, obviously, and so he rescheduled and then he just didn't show up or go on for that, and so the other band people got together and they went ahead and performed a concert and they gave everybody refunds apparently. I don't know about that. The bassist for Asylum Party died. I've heard of Asylum Party, but I don't know if I've heard anything by Asylum Party. I didn't really have a chance to like look into any of their music before I started filming this, because I just came from school to home. Apparently, on September 29th, the St. Louis Zoo in St. Louis, Missouri has a goth day. Corpus Delicti signed a deal with Cleopatra Records to release their back catalog. Oh, Disney releasing an anti-princess. I saw this article, I think it was shared on Facebook by one of my, I might have been tagged in it, I don't fucking know. But Disney made an anti-princess, Shelley Marie. I remember reading in the article that I was tagged in or saw, they named her Shelley after Mary Shelley, which I thought was pretty cute. She was created by Eric Goldberg, who was an illustrator person thing for like Moana and other things Disney related, but he's quoted as saying that the character is kind of a mashup between Wednesday Addams and Lydia Deetz. And I don't know if they're gonna make any movies or television series with Shelley Marie, but I do know that she was made for something specific to Disney World? One of them, whichever. One of them. David J is releasing a new album on October 18th. It has a really long title. I don't remember what the title of it is. I should have written it down, but I didn't. Bauhaus is doing a one night only, I'm pretty sure, reunion show. That's really cool. So that's pretty much a lot of the things, you know, I'm just like glossing over things. If there's any other, you know, goth news related things that I missed that you think I should know about, just comment down below, because like I said, this is just me doing like hours. My brain was mush because in between doing homework and everything, I'm just like, oh my god, you know, I'm like, let's do this, like I have this idea for a video, but after doing all the research, I'm just like dead. So I'm sure as a matter of fact, I know there's lots that I missed. Other music stuff. These are the ones that I kind of paid attention to because they're some of my favorite bands. Drab Majesty released a new album, Modern Mirror. My favorite track from that album, God, it's probably a tie between Ellipsis, Oxytocin. I'm not gonna lie, I watch the music video for Ellipsis like at least once a day. I discovered Twin Tribes. I don't remember how I stumbled across them. It might have been through a video or something. I discovered Twin Tribes, their first full-length album. I don't know if it was released last year or this year, but they released a couple singles. They released Phantasmus and Heart and Feather, I think. Really, really good. Probably my favorite track from Twin Tribes is Shadows, because the music video, like, the music video is good. Second favorite, Phantasmus. So London After Midnight is apparently releasing a new album. I don't know if there's been a confirmed date for it and I've just overlooked it. She Passed Away dropped a new album, Disco Anxiety. My favorite tracks from Disco Anxiety is probably Easel. I don't know how you pronounce, like, it's a capital I, but it has like a weird little accent thing over it. I like that track. The weird track. The first time I heard this, I think it's just because of the main guitar riff in it. It's for La Maladad. I felt like I should have been playing Banjo-Kazooie. It kind of like fits together. Like spooky, like Banjo-Kazooie. News related. Okay, Morrissey was Morrissey. A lot of people got upset because on one of his performances on whatever late show, like the Tonight Show, the Late Show, the Late Show, I don't know which one it was. He was wearing a For Britain badge, and I actually had to do some extended research. I didn't know what For Britain was, but apparently it's this like super right-wing political group that is just nasty. Everyone is just kind of like, Morrissey, what the fuck? You know? But reading different articles and interviews and things like that involving Morrissey, I'm honestly not surprised. I knew that Morrissey kind of had like a stereotype for being a pretentious fucknut, but I didn't know that he was racist. I had no idea until I started doing research for this video. I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, so that was a really like fast speed through of things that I've missed in the last 7 months. And like I said, I know I missed a bunch of things. Just catching up on Cemetery Confessions and Gothcast and all these different articles and videos and everything, you know, it was a lot. So there's some that I skipped. So there's probably big pieces of information that I've missed. But yeah, if there's something that, you know, means a lot to you that kind of happened in the subculture in between February and now that I missed, tell me down below. Tell me down below. I'm always wanting to know new things. Okay, so now it's time to get to the juicy bit of the video where I talk about my quarter life crisis. So my last video was in February. I don't remember what it was. I don't even remember what it was about. But after that, I think I might have mentioned that I was in a relationship with someone. That relationship came to an end and we kind of ended amicably. There were some family things that happened that I'm not really going to get into because that's not my business to put all over the internet. But at any rate, it caused our relationship to end. And then I was single for a couple months and then I met someone else. We were in a relationship until a few weeks ago. It ended kind of not so amicably. There was just a lot of personal feelings involved and things like that. The person I was in a relationship with lived an hour and a half away from me. And with work and school and homework and trying to get my YouTube channel back up and running, trying to get Twitch streaming in and everything, I'm like, I'm not gonna have time to see you. So I had kind of made it up in my mind before we broke up that, you know, it was probably best if we just ended the relationship. But the way that things went down wasn't exactly the best. Could have been handled better by both of us. But at any rate, that relationship ended. I was in a really dark place. You know, I mentioned in one of my videos about how, you know, I've felt kind of kicked around since I've left the Midwest and moved to North Carolina. Whenever I first got here, I moved, I don't remember what the exact number was, but it was a lot amount of moves in a short amount of time. I just felt kicked aside and like I wasn't wanted by anybody. And I did a lot of stupid things where, you know, it was kind of like my coping mechanism. And it's not necessarily things that I regret, but it's things that, you know, taught me to handle certain situations better than what I had been. I was in a really low place. It was towards the end of my most recent relationship that I just got out of. I was in a very, very dark place. I had a lot on my plate at the time. whenever I went to school last year, obviously I was registered as an out-of-state student, and I've lived in North Carolina for over a year, so I was fighting with the residency determination people because of the college that I go to. Out-of-state is literally triple what in-state is, and I ain't trying to pay triple. I was fighting with the residency determination people to get my tuition lowered to what it should be. And I had to go through all kinds of red tape with that. I had to wind up calling Verizon to get a copy of my phone bill from a year ago, and they had to snail mail it to me for security purposes, and I missed the deadline, and I had to, I called the residency determination people in a panic, and it was just very stressful for me. On top of all that, I was waiting for my transcript to come through. Whenever I first transferred to the school that I go to, I had 2 college transcripts. I had one from the school I went to in my hometown in Illinois, and then I had one for the school I went to whenever I lived in Indiana. But that was a lot of college to transfer. I want to say it was, if it wasn't 90 credits, it was in the neighborhood of 90 credit hours. And they didn't want to process all that if they didn't need to. So they took my transcript from Illinois because that's the one that had all of my gen eds on it. And this is whenever I was still going to school to try and be a mortician. They took that transcript and they threw out the one from Indiana. I decided, it was like a snap decision. So I was going through, all the majors that I've had and what degree I thought I was the closest to completing. That way I wouldn't have to spend a bunch of time in school. So I decided that, I was closest to completing my paralegal degree. Not what I really wanted to do, because if you've ever tried to read a court case, it is so dry and it's so wordy, and the language is just all 8 shades of fucking weird. I don't like doing it. But it was the degree that I thought I was closest to completing. Keyword being thought. I was waiting for my transcript from the school I went to in Indiana to come in to see what all would transfer in and what all I would have had to take. I don't know if it's North Carolina in general, but the school that I go to, you have until the first day that classes meet to add drop with no penalty. After that, there's a financial penalty. The first day classes came, I was registered. I get a phone call saying that they got my transcript from VU. All of my credits transferred, but the thing is, with the way they have their curriculum set up, a lot of the classes are split into part 1 and part 2. Civil litigation is set up like that, which is tort law. It's split up in, you have Civil Lit 1 in the fall and Civil Lit 2 in the spring. And a lot of the classes were divvied up that way, and so I would have a transfer credit that applied for part 1 but not part 2. So by Indiana standards, I think I only had 1 semester, which would have been 2 or 3 classes, until I had my paralegal degree. By North Carolina standards, I have 3 fucking semesters. So basically, as far as getting my paralegal degree goes, it's a clusterfuck. And that was stressing me out. And so whenever I found out that it was gonna take me another 1.5 years, possibly 2 years to get my degree, I'm just like, well, hell, if I'm gonna have to go to school for this much longer, then I might as well do something that actually interests me. So starting in spring, starting spring semester, I will be switching majors and enrolling into the film and video production program. Yeah, I'm just really excited. I met with the head of that department, and he gave me a tour of the facilities, and I met a lot of the students, and they're really nice, and I think that will be a better fit for me. I feel like one thing that kind of contributed to my funk was I was not creating anything. And there for a while, I honestly thought about completely deleting my YouTube channel, hanging up anything that had to do with Country Fried Goth, just stopping it all. I just felt lost, utterly lost. I felt lost before, but this was just a completely different feeling. I just felt like I existed. I didn't live. You know what I mean? I was just kind of, existing. I was getting up, going to work, paying my bills, cleaning the house, doing all that kind of stuff. I was just kind of bumping through my day. I hated it. I hated myself. It was just a really bad time in my life. And now I'm not completely out of it, but I've gotten, my spark of creativity back. I want to create. I want to, do all these things. And a lot of it is a mindset change too. I was just, around toxic people, and I had to, you know, confront a lot of the toxicity, and, you know, things have changed, and I'm starting to feel better. And I know that I feel like a lot of my videos I talk about, you know, like, well, you know, I went on a hiatus because I was depressed. But it happens. It happens a lot. And it's all because of the people that I surround myself with and the things I let get into my head and everything like that. So it's just, it's a process that's, instead of, you know, I'm working on the inside and the outside, you know, cutting toxic people out of my life, not letting toxicity from the people that have to be in my life get to me, doing things that I like to do regardless of what people have to say. But yeah, that's kind of all I had. And like I said, I know I glossed over so much crap, but yeah, if you have, you know, a new band that you discovered that I didn't mention, or something that you would like for me to check out, or, you know, a new this, that, whatever, like, I don't care. Like, let's just have a conversation in the comments. Send me article links, send me blog posts, send me podcasts, send it all. Just send it all. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And just remember that it's free to be nice and don't be a dick. Bye, guys.